Greetings travellers. I recently visited the moon where I had filmed my low orbit base vids, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that there were a dozen or so low orbit bases there in differing stages of completion. The builders must have gotten the glyphs from somewhere on the video and built there. So I thought I might as well make it official. I'd like to invite all builders great and small to come and build at a low orbit hub that I've nicknamed Altitude. If you have never built one before, I have included a quick little tutorial on how to get one established at the end of this vid at this timecode. It's pretty easy to do, and it should only take you about 10 minutes or so to get it up and running. It would be great to see a collection of low orbit bases of any shape, size or theme. Just remember not to build too close to one another unless you're co-op building, and generally play nice. Any kind of design is welcome, from full industrial to full whimsical. And no man's sky's the limit. Yeah, sorry about that.
My God, it'll be beautiful.
So let's quickly go over how to establish a low orbit base. This is the fastest and most efficient way that I have found to do it. Just to make life easier, just set your difficulty settings to creative so you won't have to worry about materials. And then we build and activate a base computer, and what we're going to do is build a series of landing pads as we descend during the activation animation. Be sure to be in free placement mode when we do this, and we will have to work pretty quickly because we only have a very short amount of time during the animation. Just wait for it to start zooming back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's have a look how we went. So there we can see we have built 4 landing pads roughly 1 second apart. And then we make a restore point with our ship and then reload that restore point. And what we expect to see is that at least one of those landing pads will have disappeared because it was beyond the build limit of the planet's atmosphere. So as you can see, there are the bottom 2 left and the top 2 have gone invisible. So take your ship up to the higher landing pad and set down. And if you have a look around, you can see that even though we're not really very high up, it still does create the illusion that we are in space because of the lack of the atmosphere on the dead planets. So the next step is to retrieve the base computer way down below on the planet's surface, but first make sure that you are standing on the outside of your ship, preferably at the front. And then we're going to use our build camera to go down and retrieve the base computer. You will reach the limit of the build camera's range quite quickly, but if you just double tap the toggle camera button, it will continue to extend its range. And just for fun, you can go ahead and delete that second landing pad on the way past. And when you finally reach the base computer, you select move and then click the toggle camera once, and that'll zoom you back up to where you're standing on your ship. And then we place the base computer within reach, and then while standing on the ship, we delete it. So as you can see, that landing pad has disappeared, but we are still safe on our ship, which means we can now build a new base computer, which will be the base computer for our low orbit base. So we're almost done now, so let's just build another landing pad and then retrieve our base computer so it's not hanging in space. I have moved through this pretty quickly, but if you do have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. And now would be a good time to make a new restore point with your ship. And there is one final step that we want to do, which is to check our build limit above our heads. So all we have to do that is to build a wall as high as you want to go, and then make a new restore point and reload. And if that top of that wall has vanished, then you know that's as far as you'll be able to build. So we can see that wall is basically still intact, which means I can build that high if I want to. I could even go up there and build a new landing pad and repeat the process to install a new base computer if I want to maximize my height. But again, just be careful. If you go too high, your base will vanish or partly vanish, and even the base computer may not be retrievable very easily. So I look forward to seeing what you'll build, and I'd love to do some base tour vids when you're done. And as always, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you later.